All right, guys, we got something cool today. Today we are going to talk about 1030 barrels. Upside down. Of course it's upside down. Why wouldn't it be upside down? We're talking about 1030 barrels. Let's get into it. All right, so this is obviously a small, what would you call a barrel, hybrid barrel, whatever you want to call it. What's really cool about this is, as you can see, the size of it, it's just enough to hold a little over a bottle of whiskey, whatever you put in it. So the cool thing about it is obviously so with little barrels, if you're doing any sort of home aging of anything, beers, wine, cider. So what I got here, local distillery right down the road, had some new make that they sell, and I was like, hey, it'd be really cool to get that new make and put it in one of these small barrels and see what it's like aging it. You know what I mean? And so that's what we did. So this has been sitting for 9 months, almost a year. I don't know. I don't remember. I didn't write it because I'm bad at taking notes on stuff. I make beer and wine, all the time, and I'm constantly like, what is in this bottle? I have no idea. I don't know what's in it. It's a mystery, so let's figure it out. But this particular barrel is a little bit different because when you have the small ones, they tend to over oak and over extract way too fast, especially in the small. The surface area is so great compared to the liquid inside. So with this, it's mainly stainless steel, which does not impart any sort of flavor or anything in there. And then it just has the head, or what we would call the head, is wood. And this is a special one for me. This is a piece of wood from a barrel. I gotta tell you what the barrel is now. The Tempos Cooperage 2012 Cooper Select Oak Medium Plus Toast 36-month-old Bennett Lane Winery. So this had wine in it. It was a wine finish, but this is French oak. So French oak, if you know anything about French oak, it's a little spicier. It gives you a little more baking spice and stuff like this, but this has already had wine in it at one time. So I thought it would be perfect for the distillery's Irish profile, because Irish whiskey, quote unquote Irish, because I don't live in Ireland. Do I sound like I live in Ireland? No. But quote unquote Irish whiskey, so they're triple distilled whiskey, new make or whatever you want to call it, then put in here. So it would give the profile of a Irish whiskey. Now it's being aged in Texas, so therefore the heat transfer is going to be a lot more than it would, say, in Ireland or something like that. So at 9 months, 10, whatever, you have to excuse me. I'm still sick. I don't know what's going on. It's crazy. It's literally crazy. If you've seen any of my videos, I've been coughing for like 6 weeks on this video. So anyway, so let's get into this. We're going to take a small sample. The cool thing is it has this little bung on the back of it, and hopefully I can get the damn bung out because, oh yeah, it came out. Cool. Okay, we're going to use turkey baster. Yeah, that's what we use. Sorry. Let me clean out my glass. It's a little baby Glencairn, so don't at me. Oh, wow. That is way too much. So I'd like to tell y'all that this was not aged. It was white spirit when it went into this barrel 9 months ago, 10 months ago. Look at that. Look at the color on that. OMG. I said OMG, really? Wow. Let's get into the notes. So Irish whiskey's triple distilled, right? So therefore, a lot of the long chain fatty acids and the esters have been stripped out. So it's a lot lighter, a lot cleaner. Now it's not vodka. It's not a vodka, but it's a lot lighter, a lot cleaner. Think of Jameson, right? Something like that. That's almost a little brittle, which So this being in a wine cask for however long, and only in this wine cask. So sometimes they'll use ex-bourbon barrels when they're making normal like an Irish whiskey. So let's see how this one is on the smell. Oh man, it's so light. It's so light. A little bit of stone fruit. Like when I say stone fruit, and I hate it when people talk about stone fruit like that, and I'm sorry I did it. Peaches, apricot, stuff like that. Light stone fruit, not plum or something like that. It's just very light. Even though the color is dark, it's very light. Oh, there's a little bit of a raisin note, which, being this is a wine cask, kind of think about that. So hopefully the wine influence on here is minimal. Hopefully it was a dry barrel, no leftover wine in the barrel or anything like that when they put it in there. I'm sure it was. Some people even scrape the the tannin, the wine tannin part off. I don't know if they did that. I couldn't see down in there. It is charred, so you can't really see a whole lot. I shined with a flashlight down there when I first got it. Oh yeah, that's doing some amazing stuff. This is a little over 50% alcohol. So, and it could have gone up due to evaporation in the heat. And it is the middle of summer. So what's going to happen is the wood inside here, or the wood, the alcohol that's inside here is going to press into the wood with the heat, right? And it's going to absorb into that wood. And so it's going to get all those esters and tannins and all that stuff. And so during the winter, it pulls back from that. So this might not be the true representation of how the whiskey's going to be, but it's also going to give us a good guideline of when we need to pull, when we need to dump, if it needs to sit for longer. I also would like to try it in winter when it's cold and try it and see what the difference is. So let's get into it. Oh wow, that's floral. It's so floral and fruity, but the fruit is like, man, cranberry. Like it's got a little tartness to it, which I like. But like the floralness up front, it kind of faded away, and now I'm just left with the. And I'm gonna say grape because I know it's a wine finish, and that's the thing that can kind of turn you off. And I know if you've listened to any of my other episodes, that's something that kind of can turn people off. Like when you say it's orange finished, it's going to taste like oranges no matter what. So this being a wine cask, I'm getting like the grape skin. Like when you eat grapes and like the skin's left over and it's kind of bitter, tannic, but not bad. It's still a little bit sweet. That's what I'm getting. But the floralness up front was like a honeysuckle, maybe even a rose. I'm going to go back in there and see if I can find that again. The nose hasn't really changed because normally once you have a sip, you get the retronasal. The olfactory, comes back and it's a little bit different because the alcohol vapor's coming up the back of your nostrils. But yeah, I don't get anything different on the smell. Oh yeah, so it's a floral burst of like honeysuckle, sweet honeysuckle, rose, maybe a little bit of like lavender, which is kind of strange. I don't know. That's kind of. I'm sorry. I'm dying over here, and I'm in the shed of doom. 100-degree shed, trying to get it going. Got the AC going, blowing right on me. So we'll see how long we last out here. I'm trying to knock out some videos, whatever. So at this only being 9 months, a year, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm going to put a date on it now that I checked it. The color's amazing. The taste, it falls a little flat at the very end. That doesn't mean anything. That just means it can need more time. And being that this is a used oak barrel, it can sit in there for a lot longer without getting over tannic. Even though it is imparting flavor, you see how red that is. That could be from the wine influence. And so therefore it's getting a color, but the flavor hasn't really matched up with the color yet. So, I'm sorry, something bugging my nose, probably my mustache. But anyway, so do this. Go to 1030barrels.com get you a little baby barrel. These are baby barrels. These are cute guys. They have, there's another one right there. You can see it. That's an American white oak, brand new. I got something aging in there too, you know, like, and there's a bunch of different stuff that they have. They have little staves you can get. They have all kinds of stuff. They're doing really cool things. And this is just enough for one bottle of whiskey, rum, brandy, absinthe, whatever, bro. Get a white absinthe. Throw a white absinthe in there, dude. That would be amazing. You know what I mean? Let it sit for 6 months and see what happens. It's going to be awesome. I might do that after this. Put an absinthe in there and then throw something else on top of it. Throw a wine in there. That would be amazing. You know? Now, again, I do not condone any illicit activities at all, nor do I do them. So, at the same time, saying that, these are great for hobbyists. You know, they're just big enough, but they're not too big to where you have to, you know, have a whole bunch of product laying around. One of the things, this is what you could do. Get a subpar whiskey. It needs to be a little higher proof, right? So let's say, I'm looking on my shelf here, get a George Dickel, right? Nothing against George Dickel. Get you a George Dickel, stick it in that barrel for 3 months, 4 months. See what it does. It's fun. And that's the thing. Let's have fun with this. Guys, we can put whatever we want in there. The oak will eventually quit contributing color like that. Will quit, it'll just be a vessel, you know, unless you took it all apart and scraped it and recharred it and did all that. If you've listened to my podcast at all, we've talked about this ad nauseum about the wood influence and stuff like that. So I'm not going to beat a dead horse about that, but at the same time, I am so impressed. This is awesome. I really want to break into that other one, but I got some other stuff that I need to do, so maybe that'll be a future video. We'll break into that. Maybe I'll wait till winter and we'll break into that one. What do y'all think? Leave me a comment below if you think. And if you like this sort of content, please hit me up. Leave me comments. If you like what I'm doing, hit the like, hit the subscribe, do all the things. The YouTube algorithm loves it. We're growing a little bit. You know, we're getting there. Shout out to my main man Jesse, you know, representing. But at the same time, you know what you got to do. You always got to keep your spirits up. Peace out.